Hi everyone, it's lovely to have you here. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sofía, but you can call me Soph, and today I'm setting up my January spread in my media journal to log what I consumed during this month. When I saw this beautiful sticky sticker sheet, I knew I had to have it for my January spread. Maybe it was because one of the stickers is basically a January calendar, but also because all the stickers are in the color palette I like to do my spreads for this month with, so it was perfect. I usually do this at the start of the month, but I had a lot of things going on, so just during the second half of the month I could even finish to set up my reading journal, so here we are. But I'm not gonna lie, I like doing it at the end of the month, honestly, merely because I decided to take a less time consuming approach this year. This year I only want to write reviews for my absolute favorites, and depending on that I will have more or less set up pages regarding the month's theme, since I don't know how many favorites I'll have until the end of each month. I'm trying to get the most manageable way to do it, but that's a problem for future self. I must say, I love this kind of sticker with tests. They give my journal such a lovely touch. I tend to change the placement of my stickers a lot, if you can notice. Do you do that as well? Here I'm doing the monthly calendar I usually do, but this year I'm definitely changing my strategy to track books depending on the date. Because last year I used to write down the number of pages I read every day, like the exact number, but that didn't work out very well for some months. So this year I want to keep it simple and just track how long I take to read each book. This is all about enjoyment and making life easier, you know? However, I'm keeping my spreads as similar as possible, to be honest, but since this is my first year using a B5 size journal, I still need to get used to all the space available, if you know what I mean. But I'm really loving the process. Regarding my TBR, I read almost every book I had planned to get into for like 3 years now. I like reading Japanese books during January because January in Japan, you know, so I picked up the 2 books translated from Japanese authors that were left in my physical TBR, and I must say I enjoyed them very much. One of them is Thirst for Love by Yukio Mishima, another kind of controversial during his time, I think. I've read 2 books by him, and surprisingly, I really like them, something that I wasn't expecting. I think what I liked the most was his portrayal of Japanese society and the consequences of World War II upon it, and how events like those unveil humanity's ability for evil. Yeah, not to get existentialist, but that was just to say I really enjoyed Thirst for Love. The end left me dumbfounded, to say the least. The second Japanese book I read was Territory of Light by Yukio Tsushima, and I also really liked it. I had heard so many good things about it, and it was surprisingly short but well balanced. It revolves around a newly single mother who's trying her best to bring up her child, a girl that I found so cute in spite of her being a troublemaker. But yeah, basically it looks into societal expectations regarding motherhood and how she needs to keep moving forward despite her inner turmoil, because she needs to provide to her daughter. Also, I hated her ex-husband so much, I swear to God. I also read a Japanese-inspired fantasy by a Japanese-American author, 1,000 Steps into night. It was okay. I had a good time with it. However, I think it didn't bring anything new to the table. Like, it was entertaining and everything, but not very life-altering how I like my books to be, and not all of them need to be like that. At the end, it's a preference thing. A lot of people say it gives off Ghibli vibes, and though I think that's correct, it's only to a certain extent because things get dark at some point. So if you read it, let me know. I definitely want to say more, but I think it will be spoilery, so I'm leaving it here. And lastly, the last prose book, in quotation marks, maybe we can call it that. The last book I read was Cursed Bread by Sophie McIntosh, because it was last month's pick for the book club we have with some friends, and it was wild. I don't want to say much because I think it's better to go blindly into it, but I'll just say it's a bit reminiscent of Good Luck Babe by Chappell Roan. Not entirely, but to some point. So if you like that song, maybe you can give this book a try. And lastly, I read 4 volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen. They were okay, better than the ones of the Shibuya arc in some way, because I really was in the trenches during that arc. But anyways, it might be an unpopular opinion, but it doesn't feel like the old days JJK when I was obsessed with it. And that's sad, but I don't know, maybe shonens aren't my thing, but I'm very committed as of now, and I look forward to finishing this series this year. I was thinking of also tracking the format of the books I read each month on their front page, so that's why I basically copied the graphic from Storygraph about the data, and I really liked it, so probably I'll do it again next month. I'll keep tracking the same total books read, pages read, hours listened to if I read an audiobook, and the average rating. The same for movies, but instead of pages, just hours watched. I'm out of glue tape, so I've been sticking things to my journal with double-sided tape, and it supplies, but it's not the same. Maybe I should really get new glue tape. How much I love cutting up the tiny covers with my tiny paper cutter. I watched 3 movies this month, and they all were 3.5. It was weird to notice that. But the piece of media that got me in a chokehold during January was definitely Exo Kitty. And I kinda hate it, but I kinda not. Let me explain. Well, I watched the first season when it came out, but it was meh for me, really. And also the Korea Boo thing was a bit concerning. And it's not that now the show is flawless or anything, but I think they really put more effort in improving the storyline and being more self-aware about what they do in the first season. So now I'm invested. I have to say it. And of course, I'm Team Mino, but kinda for me. Oops. If you can appreciate it, yes, I'm what we could call a free spirit when it comes to setting up journal pages, because I go back and forth, and sometimes I'm not even finished with something when I jump to the other page. But well, that's me and my beautiful brain. Before I was finished with the read spread, my phone decided to stop recording because of the storage. However, the good thing was that I was almost finished, so now I can show you the final result in more detail. I hope you had a great time watching this video, and also an amazing January. Here's to another amazing month, we hope. And let me know in the comments what you read in January, if you found a new favorite book this month. And yeah, that was for today. And lastly, I would appreciate it a lot if you could give this video a thumbs up or engage with it in any way that you can. Thank you so much for being here. Take care and see you next week. Bye!